Marshall, thank you very much for being here today. We really appreciate you taking the time coming out and to kind of discuss the future of entrepreneurship and where you see it going in the near future. If you would, why don't you tell us a little bit about yourself, what you've been doing since How Stuff Works, and where you are right now.
Okay. I work at NC State. I'm officially the director of the Engineering Entrepreneurs Program, which is part of the College of Engineering. Mm-hmm. So that college has 14 departments, I think, civil engineering and electrical and chemical and mechanical and nuclear. And like they have all these things. So we give seniors in the College of Engineering the opportunity as their senior project to start a startup company. Mm-hmm. That's the premise. Yeah. Now, a lot of students take the class and do not immediately start a startup company, primarily because of things like student debt and the fact that they can get a $75,000 job right out of college, right? So, but they create all the intellectual property and do all the work to be able to go out and start pitching investors and raising money to do a startup. So they do prototyping, business plans, financial modeling, market and competition analysis. They go through the whole process over 2 semesters.
Oh, that's fantastic.
Yeah, we usually have about 100 students in the group.
Okay.
And they divide into teams. And then I think the coolest part of the class is they have a blank sheet of paper when they form their team, and then they could literally do any idea that the faculty will approve.
Yes.
So, like one of the, if you look at some of the hilarious ones, like one, they do rapidly aging of whiskey. So, like a normal whiskey,
right?
You would take essentially moonshine or white liquor, and you'd put it in a barrel for 1 or 2 or 8 years, however long you're going to age it.
Yeah.
And the barrel turns it the color and gives it the flavor. Yeah. So they can do that.
I think I might have met those guys.
Really?
Yeah, I think we
Zach
might have talked
in
a few months ago. Yeah.
Yeah, Ava is the name of the company.
Yeah.
And so their startup, their project in the class was, we're going to do this in 2 weeks, not in 2 years.
Yeah.
And they've actually gotten, they came out of the class, they started their thing, they've gotten some traction, and it's, but that's just such a, it's literally a blank sheet of paper.
Yeah.
So that, you might have heard of the company that started out making fingernail polish that could detect date rape drugs.
Right.
That was Undercover Colors.
Yeah.
That was what they did with their blank sheet of paper. We've had people work on projects having to do with bra fitting and electric cars, and I mean we could spend the whole show just talking about funny projects.
Yeah, that's fascinating to me. Yeah.
So
it's really great to see that kind of support for the students.
Yeah.
For this program. That's fantastic. Do you can you kind of give me a percentage of how many students end up kind of following that project and creating a business around it?
Right. So I would say it's somewhere between 15 and 20%,
okay,
maybe 25% of any cohort
yes,
actually says, we took a blank sheet of paper, we came up with an idea and developed it, and now we want to actually launch it. You have to consider that 99% of the people in the class had never done a thing in entrepreneurship, and now it's 9 months later, and so, but that is one measure, and let's just use the percentage 20%.
Sure.
So that's 4 or 5 teams come out of the class and launch, try to do something. But then there's another percentage of the class that never would have considered working for a startup company. Like that would have not ever been on their radar, because most people go to big corp.
Yeah.
And there's good reasons for that, right?
Yeah.
So, but now startup land is on their radar. And so they come out of the class and they go to a much smaller company than they might have formerly chosen, just because they've been exposed to the culture and the mindset and everything. So that's another measure. And then there are the people who graduate go 3 or 5 years down the line, and then, since they know how to do it, then they start thinking startup ideas.
Yes.
And I, I got an email a couple of weeks ago. Hey, I graduated 5 years ago. Now I'm ready to do my startup.
Okay.
Can you send me some stuff?
Okay.
Because after 5 years, you've forgotten some of it.
Right.
So
yeah.
I'm talking to him about what, now, I mean, he's got a ton more experience under his belt now, and he's got some money that he's been able to save up. And so now the seed was planted, way back here, and now he can execute at a higher level.
That's fantastic. That sounds great. Well, we'll definitely have to talk more about that program.
Oh, sure.
See how maybe we can help out.
Oh, cool.
Collaborate.
Yeah, your program here would be a dead fit for some of the students in that class.
Yeah, I mean that's exactly what we do here at Hangar6.
Right.
It's just empowering entrepreneurs to help them prototype, build, design, and get their